people buy from people. People don't buy from brands. And so the more that you can show the people behind the brand, the better you're able to connect with your audience.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Envisioning Success. I'm Laura DiBenedetto, joined by, guess who? Julia Becker-Collins, who is fabulous, right?
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, so today we're talking about how the human touch is back. I love this because as much as I love AI, I don't love it. As much as I love technology, I don't love it. And we are, as a species, being like, yay, too much tech. I prefer analog. I prefer old fashioned stuff. So this is your chance to shine. So I'm just going to say, I love all of the tech automation tools and software, da 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 da. But the ones who are really standing out right now are the ones who are doing something different, because I think that people are really honestly getting a little like tired of like robotic this and robotic that. People, we're humans. We love connection. So if you love connection, and if you found COVID to be a little less people-y than you wanted it to be, you're probably going to love this episode. But if you were like, no, COVID is great, I'm allergic to humans, you might just want to skip this one. Just go to the next episode. Okay, so the first thing we're going to share with you is voice notes are sometimes better than a wall of text. I'm going to qualify this for you. So a lot of times we can really strengthen relationships by sending voice replies. Sometimes people are deeply annoyed by it. Sometimes, yes, I'm one of those people who is deeply annoyed by it. So you really need to know your audience. But for those people who really love a nice, warm connection with you, it's a really great way for you to strengthen the connection. And now you're thinking to yourself, well, I have like 2,000 customers. I can't possibly voice note all of them. You can, because there's actually ways for you to automate that, where you can have either a VA or someone actually send something that's been pre-recorded. And it's like, hey, just wanted to check in and say hi with you, and just see how you are, blah, blah, blah. But it's nice to get a sense of who people are. Sometimes you can learn this through the onboarding process. Sometimes you can learn through surveys that you take. Julia, I know at some point we talked about disc styles.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. God only knows which episode that was, but it's there. But essentially, just a quick recap on that, disc styles are essentially a great way to understand and map how people make decisions and also how people like to be treated. Julia and I are both a very high D personality. So it's DISC. D personalities, we want the bottom line. We want it quick. We want it now. And I usually don't want to listen to a voice note because I would rather scan something quickly. Okay. So I'm not a good person to send it to. However, you know who is? Someone who is an S or an I. Those personalities tend to enjoy that level of connection because they love the relationship. They love the social aspect. So if you have a sense of your avatar and your customer profile breakdowns, this would be a wonderful way for you to connect with them more. But it's also a great way to figure out what's their disc style. If they respond back with a voice note, yay, you've got someone who wants to play ball. If someone's like responding back via text in short, clipped answers, which both of us tend to do, they're probably a high D and they probably don't like it. But I will tell you, for that percentage of the population, they're probably going to love it. The Ds and the Cs, probably not. But even like the wall of text, I don't even want that. I'm just like, can you just hit me with the bottom line, please? Or as we talked about 2 episodes ago, the TLDR or the bluff.
Mm-hmm.
Too long, didn't read, or bottom line up front.
Exactly. I, as Laura said, hate voice notes. Hate. Just tell me what you need. I don't need a 45-minute whatever. But that's because it's not my personality type. However, my sister-in-law would love a voice note. So everyone's different.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's one of those things where it's like, in putting this together, it's like, well, I see this in the thing and it's not universally applicable advice, but it is good advice for the people who actually like it,
Correct.
It also depends on your relationship with them as well. If like you're working with like an I or an S personality type, um, sometimes that's a great way to get to know them more. Sometimes it's a great way to draw them in closer. But I will tell you, I will welcome a voice note from someone whom I already have an excellent relationship with. And I also know that person is not going to give me 45 seconds of brain farts and preamble and actually just get to the point, which
Mhm.
I deeply love.
Yes, agreed.
Yeah.
Number two, face to camera content. So, if you are watching us on YouTube, you can see our lovely faces. And that we do that on purpose because not only do we love the algorithm that gives back to us with video content, people buy from people, people don't buy from brands. And so, the more that you can show the people behind the brand, the better you're able to connect with your audience. So, if you're doing a Zoom meeting, and this is definitely one of my pet peeves when people have Zoom meetings and nobody has camera on. And I am like, A, this could be a conference call. Why are we on a Zoom meeting staring at a blank screen?
Mm-hmm.
B, how are we connecting as people if we're
Right.
just camera off the whole time and everybody has like a photo of their dog instead of them? And while I love staring at photos of your dog, people need to see you. People do business across the country. You can't always be in person, etc. But
Across the
when you're
world.
able, yes. And when you're able to have a video call, camera on. I had a client meeting this morning. We did video. It was better than a phone call because you're able to see reactions, engage
Mm-hmm.
body language, see how the person's receiving what you're saying. You can joke around with them
You can also
easier.
communicate non-verbally by smiling at them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Exactly. So
That's huge.
we are big believers in that. What's number
Well, this is
three,
that
Laura?
old fashioned thing about like human beings do actually want to be with each other. Do we all want to be with everybody else? No. But when we're doing business, when you're doing your marketing, have your face. Don't just use like stock photos and garbage like that. I mean, we love stock photography as much as the next marketing company, but like use yourself, Like you'll see me and Julia using our selfies like all over the place to the point where I'm sick of my own damn face. But guess what? It's really good for branding. And
Yep.
I think it's important. And like this show, yes, we're experts in our field, but we're not trying to be all polished and perfect because we never want to give off an impression of being corporate stuff shirts. That's not who we are. We're very down to earth, normal human beings who happen to have a defined expertise in a specific area. That's something that we not only want to convey with our words, but we also want to convey familiarity with our faces. So you can actually get used to seeing us and realize, oh, they're nice people. I like them. Or their sense of humor is absolutely fucked. Let's hang out. Let's talk about marketing.
Exactly.
That girl swears
Exactly.
too much. Ah, but she's smart.
Exactly. That's so funny.
All right. So number three, this one, boy, near and dear to my heart on this one. Make your client onboarding feel like a VIP luxury experience. It should not be sterile in any way. So let's say you're doing like a sales presentation. Your first 5 minutes of the sales presentation with the person you're sitting with is going to define how the rest of it goes. The first 60 seconds of like a webinar or a seminar are going to determine how whether or not you close anybody. The first 60 seconds. But the first couple of days with your client onboarding experience will define your entire relationship. And here's what I mean. We have had wonderful clients join us over the years, and we've always tried to give people tons and tons of love and attention and onboarding, and we try to go to them and we try to roll out the red carpet as much as we can. And I will tell you in total transparency, in the few times that we didn't get it right, we always had client problems after the fact. And could we get things right and really put the train back on the tracks? Yeah. But thank God those experiences were far and few between. No company is perfect. So I'm completely comfortable throwing ourselves under the bus. It's okay. We've learned from it. I mean, thankfully, that is far in the past. But now what we do is we work very, very hard to create a very intense onboarding experience where we spend lots of time getting to know them, spending time with them, hopefully buying them food if they'll actually like make the time to like leave their hobbit hole and actually come out and hang out with us. Like we really want to get to know you. We want to love on you. Because when we do that, it just gives people such a warm and fuzzy feeling of I'm going to be taken care of and I matter.
Mm-hmm.
Such simple things. But if you make someone feel like they're going to be taken care of and they deeply matter, you're good. Even if you screw things up, and inevitably you will, because no company is perfect. Um, when you give them that impression in the early stages of the relationship, you can skate over the bumps better. And you say,
Right.
oops, I'm sorry, I fucked up. They'll be like, that's okay. I'll trust you to
Right.
fix it. Versus, I'm going to kill you.
Right. It's an investment in retention, which, as we have discussed in the past, is one of the most important things you could be doing because it
Yes.
costs so much less to retain a client than it does to find a new one. So,
Absolutely. And by the way, like
mhm,
I've said this about the sales process, at every single stage of the sales process, you're only selling the next step. And for us, when we onboard a client, we are selling them on, let's get through the first year and have a great experience. And then during that first year, we're only focusing on the next step. We really want to make sure you're having a powerful experience. You're seeing a great return on your investment. You're happy. So that way, the conversation about year two is effortless and it's almost assumed. Like every single time you are in a sales environment, you're only selling the next step. And if you think about the onboarding experience as the natural progression from the closed sale and the precursor to selling them on that first year or whatever it is that you have for terms of service with you, that will change things for you.
mhm, mhm. Number 4, surprise and delight still wins. So this just dovetails off of the
I
last one. One of my favorite corporate jargon
know, hence my
saying.
doofus laugh.
Um, when, unexpected gifts, handwritten notes, thoughtful shout outs. We sent handwritten thank you notes to all of our clients just as a nice little way of reaching out to them,
Yeah, and for no
texting
reason.
them, right?
There
Texting
was
them to
no
see
like
how they're
renewal on
doing.
the horizon. It was just, we love you. That's it.
We've sent, if somebody had a death in the family, we've sent work condolence card. We've sent gifts if people are getting married, etc.
Hmm.
Just that, like, we're thinking about you thing. When we used to have a lot of restaurant clients, we would make a point to go to the restaurants, not a check-in, not a business meeting, just make sure that we're showing our face, enjoying their food, etc. And all of this
And
helps to breathe
spending money
new.
in their restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
That
Mm-hmm.
stuff works so great. And, I remember like, we had a client, we worked with them for a long time. And then there was like a big internal shakeup. And then they took things over on their own. That went poorly. No big shock. And then we were invited back. Well, guess what? We were absolutely delighted to be invited back. So, guess what? They got a beautiful gift basket, just like, hey, just to say thank you. And as expected, it went really well and it was warm and fuzzy. And it was odd to like onboard someone twice. It was still cool. And I just feel like, I don't know, like all that stuff matters. Like whenever like I check my mailbox, it's always just bullshit, bills, postcards of
Mm-hmm.
crap I don't want to buy. But occasionally someone will mail me something nice.
Mm-hmm.
And it means so much to me. I love it. I remember my
Mm-hmm.
mom surprised me one time and there was like this little bitty box in my mailbox. I'm like, "Oh, what is this?" I mean, of course I was excited from my mom, but like, you know, people are so not surprised anymore by anything nice. We're just like, "Oh my god, it almost feels like 1984 sometimes where it's like everything's robotic, everything is just dull and gray and just not really fun anymore. Like the joy is gone, the artistry is gone." Well, surprise and delight are still nice. And because it's rare, it's even more special than it even used to be.
Absolutely.
So I think the very last one here is also dovetails, Julia. Um, if you can show up where they don't expect it, that's really huge. Like, I mean, even like simple stuff like, comment on their posts, like, DM them helpful tools, like be real, be early and really just I mean, the crazy thing about this is like if you can just show your clients and your customers, we care about you. That's the point. All it is, I mean, we talked about like voice notes and face to camera content, client onboarding, surprise and delight, and now just showing up where they don't expect you. I mean, all of this comes down to we care about you and you matter.
Mm-hmm.
Surprisingly old fashioned concepts that people seem to have forgotten about. And that's honestly like, listen, I've been in business for a long time and I understand, that like technology and software is great, but it is until it's not. And I say that like I hate Zuckerberg. I do because he runs a faceless company that doesn't care about brands and agencies. It's not because he's successful. I'm glad he's successful. Good. I'm sure he's contributing to charity and doing some good shit in the world. Also, I've made a lot of money because of Facebook. Thank you so much. It's like, it's how he does business that it makes me hate him, not that he does business. I think business is wonderful. Now, what I look at for someone like that, so he would have an opportunity to have such a huge increase in his revenue if they took all the advice that I just gave you of like actually having someone from Meta reach out to their agencies that send hundreds of thousands of dollars and millions of dollars worth of business. Like, send me a voice note, like someone, a top dog, like, hey Laura, we want to thank you just for sending like literally millions of dollars to us. Thank you so much. It's so great to work with you. If there's anything we can do for you, let us know. I would shit a brick. It would be a cinder block. You could build a fucking house with what would happen. Okay. Like if I ever got like actual personal contact, like if somebody actually gave a shit about us and like onboarded us as an agency, more cinder blocks. I mean, like what I'm saying here is like show that you give a damn.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I hate about Meta. They make it very clear we don't like you, and unless you're spending $1 million a month, you're unimportant to us.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I hate about them. So don't do that. Do the literal opposite of that.
What would Zuck not do?
WWZND.
There you go.
I don't think those are going to be popular bracelets, but I think you get the idea. So, here's a fun little transition for you. If you're not really sure how you can add some personal touches to your customer experience, guess who's real good at that? We are. So you should reach out to us. We would love to help you with that. Julia is a genius with all these things. So am I. And honestly, half of our staff is like inventive with this particular thing. So if you'd love some help figuring out, how do I actually add some human touch and AI, and how do I make it so AI frees up our time so we can do the human touch? We can help you do that. So if you're interested in some support in this area, and of course to see how your marketing is doing, if you'd like to, I don't know, maybe grow your company by 15 to 30% or even 50 to 100% in the next 12 to 24 months, you should call us. We would love to help you. Go to vision-advertising.com. Check us out. It's vision-advertising.com. We would love to hear from you, and we're always here to help you. On that lovely note, we will see you in the next episode. You're going to love this one. I'm not even going to ruin the surprise. We'll see you then.